you doing, Sam?
Doing good. How you doing?
I am doing really well. I'm excited for tonight's call. I'm really excited to work with people like you that see this business for what it is. I know we've talked about this. You're treating it like a business. I'm really, really excited. And before I even ask you questions, I just want to throw out so that other people on here know, you've been with us. What would you say? Did we start Monday? Was Monday like your starting point? We're at Thursday. So we're at like 9 working days, 10 working days, something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Last week sometime.
Yeah. So you're brand new. Okay. So she's brand new to Easy Pay so far. I'm sure you're tracking all this, but you've scheduled 6 demos already. You've completed 4 of those demos. Did you do 1 or 2 demos today? 1?
2 of my demos got rescheduled today.
Okay. So 3 completed. That means 3 more in the pipeline. You've signed 3 deals. One of the deals you signed was already a point of sale deal. And it was a monster account, like $250,000 to $500,000 or something like that. Is all of that accurate?
Something like that, yeah.
That smile says it all, okay? Those stats are accurate, and you're absolutely killing it here right out of the gate with us. So my first question at you is, when somebody's new, a lot of people get held up in like, I don't know everything. So how did you gain confidence right away, just between like support, training? What is it where you just came into this and just felt confident enough? Because to sign deals, people they like you and they trust you. They trust you because you're confident. So I don't have to ask you how confident you are out there. Where did that come from right out of the gate from day one? How were you able to get that confidence with us?
I would say, I've been in sales for like the last 7 years, so that definitely helps.
Yeah.
And the other 2 things is, it's pretty simple. Just all the material that you've given us, and I literally, all I do is listen to it. So like when I'm driving in my car, I listen to it. When I'm when I'm taking my walk, I listen to it. If I'm at the gym, I listen to it. And a couple nights I fell asleep with it on. So it's just, I'm just like, my whole life is right now just Joe, everything Joe. Like, like I said to you, like you lay out the carpet and, just walk down it. The other thing is Dustin's amazing. So he always answers the phone. He makes everything super simple. Like I never really understood, like, keep it simple, stupid, KISS, but he really makes it like super simple. And, it's just listening to everything, like embedding like your whole life has to become training and listening to all the videos and listening to them over again. And like the core model is so simple to understand, but I literally listened to it like 5 to 6, 7 times just to get in my head, because that stood out to me. It's
So
different.
you've dove right in, right? Like the people that are just successful in general, like they eat, breathe, and sleep what they're doing, and you have came right into this and started doing that. But the fact is, sometimes let's just go to the first 24 hours here, right? You can only watch so many videos. You can only learn so much watching videos and mastering it and looking at the marketing and thinking you have a game plan. But you took that first 24 hours and you went right on the field and started having success. So did you feel properly prepared? Like immediately, give it that first 24 hours. Did you have the proper training to feel confident enough to start talking to people, even though you knew you didn't know everything?
Yeah, absolutely. Like everything's in the videos, everything's there, and having Dustin a phone call away. So yeah. I feel pretty prepared.
Yeah.
For the
So whenever you have a question, are you concerned when you first got started? So what I really want to get out of you is all the like brand new people that are afraid they might not be able to learn this, or there's going to be a huge transition period. Can I make a living doing this, as we're going to talk about today? But I want people to really understand that when you first get started, it's pretty laid out. Like you just said, it's laid out for a carpet for you to get on and put to work. Would you agree with that? Anyone could come in and get started within 24 hours. By tomorrow, be talking to people.
Well, Joe, I have sales experience, but I don't have this experience. So yeah, everything is new to me, like I don't know anything about credit card processing. I literally learned it in a week because of everything that you provided. So as long as they have the materials and they're able to sit down in silence and listen to everything and pay attention and write notes. Because when you write things down, it's so different than just hearing it. Like you have to write it down. You
Yeah.
have to listen to it over and over again. So yeah, I mean, as long as they have that material, it's pretty smooth sailing. As long as
Yeah.
you put the time in, you have to put the time in.
And the most important part, which is kind of going down here, and you just knocked a couple things off my list, but the most important part is taking the action, right? So yeah, the content, the training and all that stuff is there. But do you feel like had you spent a week doing homework, you could have possibly actually learned as much doing homework as the week you went in the field? Like you're learning because you take it and you're actually going and using it in the field. So talk about just that learning curve of just reading it or watching the video versus doing it in real life. How's that helped you? Just getting out there.
So reading and watching the videos are great, but when you actually go out there, it's scary. It's not like it's like not scary. It's scary. It's like sometimes you're like, oh man, like I don't want to walk into that place because what if they like shoot me down, like, but you have to do it because that might be the place that doesn't, shoot you down. Right. So you have to just go in and you get all different kinds of questions. And as you keep going, you kind of like learn like the same things. People are, they just ask the same things or they say the same things. And as you go in and you rebuttal to one person, the next person becomes easier. And you're like, oh, I already heard that. Like I'm going to be confident in saying that rebuttal over this time because I already been through that. So I know what I messed up on that one and how I can be better at this one with the same rebuttal, I guess. Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, of course. And then I'm just making the point that by taking action, you're learning. Like you've learned more in the first 8 days because you took the videos to get started, but you went to work and your learning curve is just going like that. You're still a rookie. Okay. I'm not going to give you like too much. There's always more to learn, but you're applying it. And that's why I was really excited to have you on tonight's call. Because a lot of people check this stuff out. They overthink it. They're really analytical. They have that same fear, that fear you described when you get to a door. Most people have that. And a lot of people let it cripple them. You didn't. So that's why I'm kind of focusing on your confidence. And, obviously the confidence that you have from the training and everything like that has helped you out. I was going to ask you, you already answered it. I was going to let you kind of tell your story. Are you from merchant services? Do you have any point of sale background? I know you already said no, but what's your story? What's kind of your background? Where did you come from? And just to clarify, you have no merchant sales experience, right?
So I don't really have merchant sales experience, but I come from merchant cash advances. So selling business. So I did that for like 7 years and I made a really good income. Usually I make like the lowest year I would make like is 80,000 and then I always make like 100. But the thing is that I have to work. I have to work 8 hours a day on the phone. It's not residual income. It's one close and then you have to hope and pray that the deal doesn't die within 21 business days. And if I were to continue to do what I'm doing, it would be good. I would make a living, but I wouldn't be able to retire in 5 years.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to switch because I want to make that residual income. But I know of credit card processing, but I don't really know as much as I've learned in the last week, with watching the videos and applying it.
And even now, a week later, and the point that I'm making, because again, it's people from all over that will end up watching the recording that check this out. You don't have to know or be a technical person to be very successful doing this. It's kind of what I'm getting at, right? Like you don't know how the sales work. You couldn't tell me the 12 point of sales that we offer right now, right? You wouldn't be able to go and do an install tomorrow. I don't know if you've ever used a point of sale, but you're not a point of sale professional. Yet you can still be amazingly successful right out of the gate doing this. So let's talk about our POS pros, our POS team, the support that you're getting. How is that what's making you so confident to be able to go out and sell a product that you don't actually know like the details of the point of sale, but you know that, hey, if I get myself in a position and they ask a question, I don't know the answer, like I know that I have partners that are backing me up. Will you talk about that? Like, just knowing that even though you don't know, you have all the resources for every single answer. And like, how quick do you get those answers? If you'll talk about that kind of support and how it gives you confidence to be able to sell a product that you're brand new to and you're not even techie.
Yeah. So I would say this. I would say you have to learn certain, I would say like at least 4 things, right? So you need to learn dual pricing versus cash discount. You have to know the Durbin Amendment. I would say study that, and then the core model. And I think those three things really will get your foot in the door to understand everything. And then on top of that, once you have like that in place, then you have your sales rep or your, I guess your partner. So Dustin or Nick,
Yeah, your director.
yeah, whoever's you're assigned to, right? So then you have like Carrie. I have Carrie, she's from POS. And I spoke to Carrie today, and I said to her, Carrie, if we can make this a little bit more seamless, like instead of doing a discovery with you and then having to do the demo, can you give me questions that I can ask, the merchants that I'm in front of in that
Yeah.
moment instead of having to do the discovery? And she's like, yeah, absolutely. She sent me over the questions. I started to, study those, review those. But yeah, I mean, everybody's at your fingertips. So it's really not that hard. You don't really have to make it that hard, right? The only thing you have to know is, what is this? It's dual pricing versus cash discount. That's what we're selling.
Right.
What do we represent? How are we different? By our core model, we don't charge people. Why don't we charge people? We don't want to keep them stuck. Why is that good? So that they can leave at any time. There's nothing holding me. There's nothing holding you to me. So if I was lying about anything I'm saying right now, you're free and clear to go whenever you want. That right there is like so helpful to use as a selling point. Like that's my bridge to close is the
Yeah.
core model. And I think that's it, Joe. I think it's just like, you have to know the basics, dual pricing, the Durbin Amendment, the laws that are becoming in place, the core model. And then as long as you have those things down, you have everything else at your fingertips. Your the rep that you're with, and then, Carrie and all the other people from the POS and doing the demos and everything like that. It's really not that hard. You just have to be in it to win it. That's what
I love it. You're speaking my language to the T, guys. This business isn't difficult, okay? It's fundamentals. Everything she's talking about right now is the fundamentals, right? They're right there in the first day of training, and you're going in and you're really they are in her head. You can hear them. You're reciting everything to the T. And if you just stick to the fundamentals and you go and play the numbers game and you get over that nervous feeling that you described at the door, again, everyone gets that. She's literally giving you guys the roadmap. This is what it is, right? This industry is amazing because it doesn't require seniority. Seniority doesn't mean anything here, right? Results mean something here, and you can come in fresh, just like Sam here, and absolutely crush it with no seniority. Okay, so the training's awesome. You believe in the product. You're learning as you go. Anything you run into in the field that you don't know an answer to, you've got the support. Let me ask you, how quick is support? Just to kind of give a plug to the support team and POS guys, when you call in, when you email, like how quick, what is it like?
Super quick, really quick. As soon as I call Dustin, if he's on a call, he'll text me back right away. And then if I need to talk to Carrie and she's on the demo, she texts me back right away also. So everything is very, very, very quick.
Yeah. So if you're with a merchant, they're like, hey, I need a POS that does this. They're asking you some random question, right? Like, how do the batches work? You call in, how quick are you getting answers? Like in the moment, you're with a merchant, you need answers. Are you getting them on site before you leave that merchant?
Definitely. Right away. Yeah. Dustin always answers his phone. He knows if I'm calling him, it's because I need him like right away. If he doesn't answer, he texts me back right away. He always gets it done.
Sam's not calling to ask how the weather is in Montana, Dustin. She's on with a hot lead, and we know that. So, but for everybody gets that when they come in here. That's the thing that we're really proud of, is that support. Because when you're in the moment, we send people to the wolves when they're new. We're like, we're sending you to the wolves. We know you're going to get questions you don't know the answer to. So we really pride ourselves knowing that you guys can have the confidence that when that happens in the field, we're just a call away. And fast enough to where you're getting an answer while you're standing there with the merchant. You're not leaving and coming back tomorrow with an answer. And that's really important, because sense of urgency, if you're a closer, if you're in sales like you are, Sam, when somebody's hot, you want to talk to them now, right? You don't want to wait till tomorrow or an hour from now to get that answer. So that's why I really want to promote that support. That's kind of the business side of it. As far as the culture, I don't know what you were looking for. What exactly were you looking for? How did you find Easy Pay? And what got you to land? What got you to land here? I know I did, but what were you looking for? Like, what kind of job you wanted? Residuals? What was
that was
the path
it.
to us?
I wanted to, I don't want to, I don't know how people are going to take this, but I'm 32 and I don't want to work the rest of my life. It's just not in me. I don't want to do it. And the only thing to get me out of that is residual income. So if I have to make less money like the first year as opposed to what I am used to making,
Yeah.
it's for the future, right? That's what it is. So how did I come across it? I don't know. I don't even remember. I was just laying in bed one night and I was just like YouTubing things and you popped up and then another company popped up and then I looked into your company and like all the incentives that you guys offer as opposed to every other company. No other company offers installing free terminals, commissions up front, you know, on top of residuals, getting paid to schedule demos. It works. It works. It works. You want to build residual income.
You got a production bonus, you got all sorts of stuff. So you liked all of that stuff. Did you just feel like you're going to get the training here? Because what I'm rolling into isn't just the training. We've talked enough about that, but the culture around here. Like, we're not the average merchant service companies. I'm not the average guy. I don't want an average company. Like, we have a certain culture here. We really want to be a lifestyle company, right? Merchant sales is the vehicle that can create that lifestyle. It's done it for the people that are supporting you. It can do it for you. It's done it for me. It's done it for thousands of other people. At the end of the day, our culture isn't just about the business, and we're proud of that. How would you describe just the culture at EasyPay? How does that align with your beliefs and, you know, where you're going in life, your future?
I would say it's very like, as soon as you come in and you prove that you're like part of the team and you're getting out there and you're working, you really are part of the team. You feel like Dustin knows you for years. And I feel like I know Dustin for years in like a week because we got so close because we're always talking. We're always on the phone. He's always answering me. He's always there for me. So it's just very like tight knit family, cool, answer the phone, you know, just very, very easygoing, very easygoing
Perfect.
people.
And I know you're into books and you're plugging into the meetings and even our like virtual book club and things like that. One of the things I like about you is you're working on your mindset. You know, we talked about what book we're on. You're like, all right, I'll check it out when I'm done reading my book. You're not like having to be babysat or like, hey, you should read. That's stuff that you're already doing, right? So would you say you fit right into that culture and around here? That's the kind of vibe and the kind of people that are doing similar things as you, trying to get better.
Absolutely. I think anybody can do this as long as they choose to do it. I think it's for anybody as long as they know what it takes. It's not something you just come into and, you know, think you're going to be successful overnight if you don't get out there and put the work in. And yeah, definitely everything starts in the mind. You know, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. So you really have to be that type of person to know that everything is not just surface level. It's so much more than that.
Yeah, totally. So last thing I have for you here, and then I'm going to do a quick little lesson. I'm going to try to pull this off live. I've never ran this lesson before, but the last question I always ask of everybody, whether it's, you know, this business or life in general, but if you had just one bit of advice to give to people out there that are either on the fence about checking this out or joining this or even outside of work, what's one bit of advice that you would give to everybody that watches this and watching right now, just in general about being successful in life?
I would say, how bad do you want it, right? So get clear on what you want and then see how bad you want it and then go after it. And be willing to put things aside for now for your future. That's my advice. That's what I would say.
Get clear on what you want and plan for the future. Unbelievable. Sam, thank you so much for taking the time here on a Thursday night.